we're gonna ignore this look. The fact that I just realized I'm gonna have to wear the only purple piece, one of the very few purple pieces of clothing I own to match this book for the thumbnail at some point is interesting. I don't even know which ones are clean. I hate doing laundry. That's the moral of the story. But we're gonna do this fast because people are home. That is the side effect of doing 2 weekend reading vlogs in the same month. Is that I kind of have to do them back to back, which means one of those weekends multiple people will be home. That is fine. Welcome to the second weekend reading vlog of October, in which I read Blood Promise, the 4th book in the Vampire Academy series, and the first one in the series that I have not previously read, which is fun. I mean, there will be like an up above in the description everywhere is links to the weekend reading vlog playlist, in which reading 2 and 3 is a thing, and then in the rereading books reading vlog I also read Vampire Academy, and that one is complicated. But basically the moral of the story is the first one I rated 4.5 stars, second one 4 stars, third one 4.25 for the first time ever. So yeah, this one is a chunky one. They get chunkier. The 6th one, I'm scared. It's thick with multiple C's. I'm sorry for the knowledge. 503 pages. Even though there's a bookmark, I have not started it. That's just where the first chapter is, or the prologue. I did thankfully find the audiobook, so I can continue to play Say It With Me Overwatch while I read. Fun times. I don't know what to really say because I don't really want to spoil, even though this is a book in the middle of a series. This still fits for Dion month because this is the last book she's read in the series. She's read all the way through book 4, and she told me to, if book 3 is depressing to me, wait till book 4, which is great. Where we ended in book 3, Rose finally told Lissa off for all this stuff she goes through and isn't able to tell her best friend about, because that's just not how the culture they grew up in works. And I was like, hell yeah, finally. Things happen with Dimitri. I know he's fine. I've gotten the spoilers. So like, I know he's fine. I think this came out in like 2006, so it's been like 16 years. I'm not that mad about having the spoilers. It's fine. It's whatever. No, I have not started the TV show yet. I feel like I mentioned that I was gonna watch it. In fact, Peacock sent me an email today saying that a new episode came out. I do want to watch it though. I do plan to. Maybe that will be a thing I bring up in the last one of these for getting through this series. But yeah, that's about it. Things I want in this. 1, relationship growing in every aspect of her life, of Rose's life. Thank you very much. Her relationship with her mother did grow a lot in between book 2 and 3. So I'm kind of fine with that. The one with Adrian, I'm intrigued. He did make a deal with her so that she has to like actually try to have feelings for him and whatnot, and see if like they could be a thing type situation. So there's definitely a setup for them to try to be a thing. The relationship with Lissa, listen, in book 1 I was like, hell yeah. Ever since, it's just been going downhill, and I really need them to talk. That's about it. I just need them to talk. I mean, the fact that her relationship with Christian has grown more than it has with Lissa, we don't need to talk about that. Her relationship with Dimitri, I guess I kind of know what happens. Like, I know the basics, so that's fun. Like, I know that she goes to find him and to, I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that she does find him, and he trying to protect her tells her to leave and that he never loved her. But she's stubborn. And yeah, other things I want. Rose's powers. They were more prominent in the third book than I remember. She can see ghosts and talk to them, especially outside of the wards. And since where book 3 ended, she was leaving the school where the wards are. There's a good chance that she'll be seeing a lot of ghosts. She can also sense the undead, which is fun. Which is actually probably going to be very helpful, honestly. So I kind of really want to see more of her power stuff. I liked the basics of it, but like that so far is the most interesting part plot-wise to me. So like that's what I want. I want more of her powers. I swear if we don't get much of it, I'm gonna be sad. I know at some point in the next 3 books there's also gonna be some like witch that comes in. And the only reason I know that is because the spin-off series, the Bloodline series, which I don't think I'll read, but that's beside the point. But yeah, that's everything. I plan to read this today, tomorrow, and Monday. That's how weekend reading vlogs work in this household. I did get the audiobook. I think I mentioned that it's like 13 hours, I think. So I could do it. I could do it for sure. I'm gonna try to get as far as I can before Dion starts playing Overwatch and I stop listening. And then listen to more tonight and have a good time. I'll definitely read along tonight. So yeah. And that's that. That's the plan. I don't know when I'll update you because 1, I should just stop saying when I'm gonna update because I never do. And 2, people home, so I don't know when I get chances. It just happens everyone's watching TV right now, so. But yeah, I'll see you sometime in the future. It is Sunday. I want to say around 10:14 in the morning, and I don't remember how far I got yesterday. I want to say, well, page-wise, I want to say around 116 maybe. But I do remember it was like just under 25%. Like if I had finished or read the next chapter, I would have reached 25%. So fun. I'm not gonna I may have partaked in a martini while I was reading some of this last night. I'm an adult. It's fun. But I had thoughts and opinions. And so the best way I could think of was to make a voice note or voice memo about my thoughts, especially about the writing style in this one. Which is funny because the last time I did that was for the Infernal Devices, that vlog, and I like talk about Cassandra Clare, like the Moral Instruments series, but still Cassandra Clare in the voice memo for this one. So that I find that funny. That's it. That's the whole entire connection. But yes, I didn't have to listen to it. Like I remember the whole premise of it. But first I'm gonna go into general stuff and then I'll go into that. I do not understand why Rose decided to go to Russia to look for Dmitri. Like apparently her thought process was to look around his hometown. But like why, I don't understand her thought process there. It's not properly explained, all that fun stuff. I'll get into my thoughts about Rose when I go into that big thing. But there's 2 new characters, one on the Rose side, one on the Alyssa side. We still get Rose going to Alyssa's head so we can see what's going on with Alyssa and that whole area of the world. I think I like Adrian's character more in this book, which is intriguing. But the new character in Alyssa's side, I mean there's a few new characters, like a family moved in and whatnot, but one of them is the daughter, Avery, who is around the same age as Alyssa and Adrian. Like she's right in the middle there, and she is a lot like Adrian, but she wants to be friends with Alyssa type situation. I'm fine. I don't really care one way or another for her character. I'm like whatever. And then the one on the Rose side is Sydney, who is an alchemist, which is like this whole entire new thing in this series. And I don't care for her. Like, it's not like I hate her character, I think. It's just whenever she comes into the book, I'm just like, whatever. I don't really care. she's basically at this point just used to explain little things and to get Rose from point A to point B. Like, that's it. We did get to see more of Rose's powers. She was attacked by two Strigoi, and when they were about to kill her, her fear made the ghost appear, and the ghost attacked them. It was interesting. I really liked it. Now, so far, because of what happened in the last one, all that Dimitri get is flashbacks from Rose, but like, they're flashbacks of things that we didn't see during times that happened in the previous books. And it kind of goes into my main thing that I want to talk about. But first I should mention, I listened to maybe the first chapter and the prologue in the audiobook, and I'm not the biggest fan, so I'm just continuing physically. If I like need to listen to it to get through it in time, I will, but like, I think I'm doing a pretty good job of just physically, so. But like, okay, the main thing I have to talk about is the writing style, especially in comparison of the first three, which is, I don't think there was like a large time in between the books. Like, I don't know when the third one came out, but this one, I feel like I said in the intro, it came out in 2006, it came out in 2009, I'm so smart. But still, like, it wasn't that far off. They came out pretty back to back type situation. Like, she wrote them all in one sitting, I feel like, which makes sense. That's fine. Except the way this one is written is just different enough from the first three that it kind of feels uncanny. Like, every time I'm just like, this feels so weird because it's not what I'm used to. I don't know how to feel about it. Dion mentioned a similar thing when I was talking to her about it, how it was so different from the other three that she just stopped. And she did mention that she may pick up the fifth one next month with me, so fun. But yeah, no, it's the writing style is just different enough that it feels so weird, and it mostly shows in Rose's character, and that's why kind of the Dimitri stuff is connected with that, because like it's all her flashbacks. So like Dimitri doesn't even feel like an actual character anymore. He just feels like a copy up for Rose's love. Like, he feels like the representation of Rose's love. He doesn't feel like an actual character anymore, but I started to feel that like from book 3 and 2, so like it's fine. But in this one, like, Rose is written just different enough that it just feels so weird, and I'm not having a good time with it. Like, I'm honestly just confused on some decision making here. It's giving me, this is where Cassandra Clare comes in, Mortal Instrument series, because like how that 6-book series was split into 2 trilogies, but plot wise this isn't split into 2 parts, but like it feels like writing style and character wise it was, but like they were written back to back, I feel like. So like, I don't know what decisions are made in this. I don't understand what's going on 98% of the time. Also, there's like a lot about religious stuff in this one, and I'm like, at this point, if they don't fight God in the last one, I'm just gonna be confused, because like they just keep on bringing up God and coincidences, like how she ends up at Dimitri's family's house and whatnot. And she's all like, if I believed in God, this would be it. Sydney is a big believer, big religious person, all this fun stuff. So like, is that what's gonna happen? Like, I don't understand anything. And also, like, the general basic plot of this one is just Rose hunts down Dimitri, but also she's scared that she won't be able to do it because she loves him. Understandable. But like, they keep on trying to throw in villains and other mini plot lines, and it's just, it feels like filler, but I'm okay with it because the main one's kind of boring. Because, like, nothing's happening. Like, I'm more than a quarter of the way through now, and she hasn't found him at all. Like, she has no clue where this man's is. So, like, what's happening? I don't know. I'm confused. That's the moral of the story. I'm confused. I have no clue when I'm gonna rate this, because I have no clue what's happening, and I feel like I have to get some answers before I can come down with any general idea of what to rate this. Okay, you may be wondering what this angle is and what's with the giant teddy bear. I don't want to move everything to sit in front of the corner, so I just slightly turned my fan and stopped my phone against my fan. And here we are. Last time I filmed in this general area, I guess there was my fridge turning on. We're ignoring it. The birthday live that is forever gone. But for actual videos, I think my first wrap up was filmed here. I think after that I moved over in that corner, over by my stairs. But like also, I don't want to film there. I don't know what's happening. This is what happens when people are home and I need to film, apparently. It's fine. Also, we're not going to talk about my hair. I just washed it. Or the fact that I'm wearing the same flannel again. I'm wearing a different shirt underneath, okay? It's fine. We're here to talk about Blood Promise. It is Monday, around noonish. And I did get approximately 400 pages in yesterday, which was my goal. I think I said that at the end of the clip yesterday, but I think it's gonna have to be cut out because of other things. But I got to page 396, which was about as close to, I'll put it on this side so I don't cover up the bear. But that was about as close to 400 pages I could get. Because 400 pages was like the middle of a chapter. That chapter that I'm currently also in the middle of right now, I'm down like 4-7 or something like that. So like it was the closest to 400, which was my goal yesterday. So yay. Anyways, I left off at a crazy point. 98%. So the first 100 pages are just basically setting up what this book is about. Second 100 pages, I think it kind of goes a little bit in the first 100, but is her in Dimitri's hometown, talking with his family, having a fun time there. 300 to 400 pages is just her in basically this allegory for toxic and abusive relationships, and I don't know how I feel about it. There's been throughout the series a lot of stuff about addiction and mental health, and honestly the representation isn't that bad for addiction. In this one it got a little worse, but I think I can pass it up because it's not like it's her choice. Hear me out. He technically drugs her. He does kidnap her. He holds her against her will. Doesn't ask for consent. She is scared of him and does whatever she can to keep him happy. It's so natural for me to hold it with his hand, dear God. But yeah, it was just basically 100 pages of me just really wanting her to get out, and then every once in a while we'd get like a glimpse of Lissa's world when she's trying to like entertain herself, so she goes into Lissa's head, which was fun. Some stuff is happening there that I'm more interested in. Like, why am I 100% more interested in everything that's going down with Lissa than Rose's escape right now? I don't know. I'm excited. I know from experience from the last 3 books in the series that the last like 50 pages or less, I think it's raining and I'm upstairs so you can probably hear it, but maybe not because the fridge. But the last 50 pages or so are gonna be pure chaos, and I'm excited. I want to see what happens in those last 50 pages because it's always something crazy happens. A main character dies. A main character gets kidnapped. You know, just those types of things always happen right at the end. And it's always perfect for me. And I do love the chaos. So yeah. Also, I just want Rose and Liz to get back together. But I feel like it's gonna take a lot of effort and a lot of people not believing her about what's happening. And I don't want to read that. I don't want to read people being like, "Oh, you're crazy. You left. We can't trust you." All this stuff. Wow, this, like, you're a decamper. You are like royalty or anything. Meanwhile, this royal is doing some evil things. Just saying. Sydney is for the most part out of the book now. She left, and I'm 99.63. I don't know. I'm very sure that she is the main character in the Bloodline series. Because it mentions the gold tattoos and whatnot, and like those are on the covers of the Bloodlines books. So I think that's the thing. I don't know. Yeah, about the whole alchemist thing. I don't know how I feel about it. I guess whatever. I don't really care. I'm happy I was right about Avery. I didn't voice my opinions because I felt weird about it. Like she's just some party girl, but no. I was right, and I'm happy about that. Also, I understand why Christian is doing things that he's doing. I just also understand that Lisa needs support, and it's really just a balancing act. But yeah, I really wanted this to turn into some kind of dark romance when Dimitri came into this, and it didn't. I mean, did it kind of do it? Yes, but like, it was definitely more of an allegory for abusive relationships, which I don't know if it was done on purpose. I sure hope so, because it was like, but yeah, no, it wasn't what I wanted. When I said I wanted a dark romance in this, I was talking to Dion last night, and I was like, NH, and I was like, hey, if I actually make this a dark romance between the two of them, I will live my best life. Yeah, no, it didn't do it the way I wanted to, which is fine. It's just, yeah, I'm not having the best time with this. Currently, it's a 3. Depending on the ending, it may get up to a 3.5. I don't think it's gonna be a 4. Like, this is pretty mediocre, especially compared to the others in the series. Like, it's whatever. But yeah, I'm waiting for H and Dion to wake up, so I'm gonna go and try to finish this. I am on page 407 now, so I have left then 100 pages left, so I can definitely do this today, and I'll update you probably later today. Since now I figured out a system to do it here. I just have to move 2 feet. But yeah, I'll see you then with final thoughts and ratings. Dishwasher is running right below me. Hopefully you can't hear it. The fridge is not running at this moment. I just right now, I think it's 1:56. Ooh, later than I expected. But I did just finish. And I was trying to decide between 3 and 3.5. But as expected, the ending, yeah, it was there. So 3.5. I really want more of Abe's character. I guessed it right before it happened. Like, she ends up back at the academy, whatnot. Abe is this kind of mafia-like guy in Russia who has low-key been helping her out and trying to get her to go back home and all this fun stuff. So eventually she does get back home, and the head of the Dampers is like, hey, you can re-enroll for school and they'll let you because this main backer said that he would, or like, I don't know if he threatened people to make it so they would take out the money that they give to the school, or he straight up gives the money to the school and he would take it back. One of the two. And so they would accept it, and then she went to talk to her mom, and her mom recognized the scarf that he gave her, and I think right when she went to talk to her mom, I was like, wait a second. Abe is kind of like Abraham, which is her father's name. And then like a half a page later, maybe a page later, ask H and Dion, like I sent a voice note. I was right, fam. I really want it. I kind of knew that Dimitri wasn't gonna be dead, so like whatever. on that part. I kind of accidentally spoiled that part for me. But I want more of Abe. He seems like an interesting character, especially his dynamic with Rose and their similarities. That's fun. Rose and Lissa have started communication. That was really my issue with books 2 and 3, was like the lack of communication on Rose's part, which then would make Lissa take her for granted, and then Rose would resent her for it. And it was like this whole thing that culminated till the end of book 3 when she went off on Lissa. But now they're back together, and they talked it through, and they're communicating, and we're proud of them. We're proud of them. The way that no one is questioning her relationship with Dimitri. Like, I don't know if her mom knows or suspects, but most definitely the leader of the Dampers at the school knows. And she just was like, sorry for his... You're like, what? Why is no one questioning the student-teacher relationship? Not only the student-teacher relationship, but like the fact that the relationship, for most of it, she was 17. Like, no one's questioning this. Like, please. But yeah, I think Abe will come into more because he's like trying to help her out. Also, I kind of like Adrien more each book. Oh, the fridge started back up. But yeah, no, I'm liking his character more. I want to see him try to woo Rose. I don't think, like, clearly she's not in the mental state to start dating anyone. Understandable. I just want it to be like a conversation between them that, like, yeah, they can give it a try, but like once she deals with her trauma of everything that happened, and then they can see where it goes. That's what I want to happen. There's also the possibility of Lissa and Christian not getting married together. That will be interesting. I'm intrigued. Maybe Sydney will come back. I don't really care about her character, whatever. The only new character I really care about was Abe, and I want him to come back just because I want to see more of that dynamic. But yeah, there was like a lot of psychic power fighting stuff that was fine in the end, but most of the end was just a resolution of a bunch of stuff and setting up a bunch of stuff for the next book, including breaking someone out of prison. But first she has to graduate. She made a promise that she would graduate beforehand, but Melissa will go with her. So that's fun. I'm excited to read the next book, obviously. I don't know, that one's even chunkier than this one. I can see it's like right over there. It's like, how is Spiritbound so chunky? I mean, how is this one so chunky? I realized when I went on Storygraph and Goodreads to say that I finished it, that this officially counts on Storygraph as a large book, because it is 503 pages, and to count as a large book it has to be 500 pages or more, which means for both weekend reading vlogs this month, I've read chonkers. We don't need to worry about that, but yeah, that's what's happening. But yeah, that's my thoughts. The writing definitely got better in the last 100 pages, especially basically when Rose and Lissa got back together. That's when the writing got back to normal. So I just don't like Rose being separated from everyone, apparently. It just felt so weird and off kilter from the rest of the books, and it's fine. It should never happen again. I don't think it will. I mean, somehow the book ended, so we're fine with that. Also, the way that the other spirit and shadow kissed bounded person that she met were a loving couple, and now I'm just like, listen, I get they're close friends, but if you just want to make it tiny bit gay, like there were people talking about how they had a weird lesbian like relationship in the first one. We don't need to talk about how they thought it was weird. They made jokes about how they were like lesbians, how they were so close all the time, and I'm like, listen, you said you didn't think you could ever love a man again, but this is not a man. I know it won't happen, but I can dream. I can dream a dream. Definitely so far last place on rating for books. So in order of favorites, it goes Vampire Academy, then Shadow Kiss, then Frostbite, then this one. God, I'm looking at Frostbite right now. It's so skinny in comparison. Thank you for coming. I don't need to pick this back up. And don't forget to check out the other weekend reading vlogs. I think I already mentioned that it'd be linked below, but also in the cards thing up above, because I finally remembered how to do that. Cool. But yes, there's a whole playlist in which the first one, a good chunk of them, 2 others are reading other books in this series. There's also one where I read a whole entire series, and then there's the one from last week where I read Priory. Also there will be the rereading books vlog and the alphabet reading vlog, because in both of those I reread Vampire Academy for like the 7th and 8th time. For social media, there is Instagram, Storygraph, and Goodreads. And I am posting reviews for books that are not for vlogs on all of them, so that's fun. I'm currently doing like 2 a week because I read too many books last month, so I gotta catch up, and that's fine. And also on Instagram, on my stories, I post little like things, maybe a sentence. Sometimes I don't even say anything. For Priory, I didn't actually say anything, but a little sentence with a star rating for books in my reading vlog. So if you want to know when I'm reading books for vlogs and when I'm reading for vlogs before they happen. But I also have things for like my favorite books of each month and then stuff like that, as well as reading wrap-ups from each month in all my stories saved. So fun times all around. Thank you for coming along. It's been a fun time. I'm happy I finally continued with the series, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be me continuing to read Dion's favorites.